We were talking about this on Web Dave's show on Web Council on Sunday, or Gamers Council. We were talking about that, and like the thing I wonder about that is because, in theory, from what it looks like, the way that it detaches on the backside, it looks like that slit is kind of where you can detach and remove the disk drive. I don't know for sure if that's the case or not, but it kind of looks like that. So if you end up putting this thing on, like if you use your old plates, then that's going to make you have to basically strip the entire backing off to put that disk drive back in if you want to do it that way, maybe. But yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going to allow you to have those plates compatible, which I think previously they had said they would be compatible with the future systems or the iterations, but you know.
It wouldn't surprise me. Going Sony, you're like, "Oh, you bought these Spider-Man's faceplate? Well, we got them again for you."
You know,
So
to be fair, actually, I guess this corrects things because I think when I was talking to Loke and Ham, they were saying, "Oh, so if they sell these exact same plates that come in this collector's edition, if they sell those separately, then this isn't really much of a limited edition, right?" But I guess technically it could be because if you have one of the newer systems, you won't be able to use those plates. So it is technically a limited edition because you won't be able to use those plates anymore.
Oh
so
man.
so
Comes
here's what
full.
here's what worries me about the smaller fan situation.
Oh, here we go.
And yeah, I know, but I gotta
I know
bring
where he going.
nah, you know where I'm going, right? With these games so demanding of such power, right? Will,
Power.
so will we see overheating PS5s with this PS5 Slim? Because seriously, I think having smaller fans in this console, would that cause that issue? Because we saw what Final Fantasy was causing, right? We saw what it was causing to some PS5 consoles, and we have an actual theory that is actually the new PS5 model since they downgraded the cooling system, right? Is this how the cooling system, am I right?
Yes,
And
but so what you're talking about though, that was in regards to the fighting competition. That was over at Evo. And the thing you have to keep in mind with those systems,
no, no, no.
to be fair,
No, I'm talking about
what's
I'm talking about Final Fantasy that it was overheating the PS5s.
Oh
oh
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
yeah,
I
okay.
was saying, I
Okay.
think, like I was telling
Fair.
Sourblow, I think it's because of the smaller cooling systems that they did with the other revisions. Because how many revisions does the PS5 have now? Like four, five, six? I don't even know. I
I
forgot.
think four.
Four? I don't know how much they have, but they have some, you know. But hey, I'm just saying though, maybe that's happening to the new PS5s. Probably, I don't know because it's just a theory. I don't know
Okay.
because I have to
Obi Rose said it was the ones that were not cleaned.
weren't
So
cleaned out.
guys, make
Yeah,
sure you
which
clean your
sounds right.
PS5.
Oh
Yeah.
Lord, they weren't
Yeah.
clean.
Just like
Ooh.
anything, right? Like if you don't clean out your computer, if you don't clean out the vents on the front of your fridge, if you don't clean
Ooh.
out the lint trap in your dryer, bad things will happen.
Crazy's
I
like,
do
wait, I gotta clean mine.
No,
I do
mine's are clean, man. You, if you, see, mine got lemon fresh on them. You can smell the lemon. I'm telling you, I
you're not
clean my
supposed to
stuff.
put lemon fresh in those.
I don't know, but I clean them with everything. I make them shiny. I mean, they shine bright and nice. I make them shiny.
Something that I think will probably come to light, obviously, once this thing like gets officially announced and we see actual specs for this whole thing, is they're probably dropping to a smaller nanometer chip for
Hmm.
the
Yes.
actual system on a chip. So for the sock, if the sock is going to be smaller, then that also allows them to have less of a thermal heat issue, right? And so like if you have maybe today's, bear with me, computer talk. If you have today's cooling element and you've got the thermal compound, you've got all of that right there and you're cooling the current one, yes, it could have issue, but if you go to a smaller chip and you don't have as much that you have to keep cool because the temperature should drop as it gets smaller, that should in theory maybe make it so like their current cooling wouldn't be an issue. um,
Yes.
And who's to say, like, maybe they revised the cooling a little bit too? Who knows? Because right now that PS5 has a lot of copper in it. They could do some
Well,
things.
not anymore. No.
It's
Yeah.
still it's
Yeah.
still got a decent
It's
amount
still
for
big.
what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's the biggest thing is like once we see the specs, we'll probably find out they have a smaller system on a chip. So the processor will be smaller and it'll probably have less demand for actual heat dissipation than it needs.
It's really that's just insane. When I saw all those, I saw the little PS5. I was like, this. I'm getting scared. I don't want to see what's been going on because I want these systems to work great. I don't ever want to have like a talk about having a faulty system. I don't like that. I don't like talking bad about a system. I always like saying, hey, this is good. It works fine. It works awesome. Seriously, I just hope they know what they're doing. And I just hope that everything comes out fine. And that detachable disc thing, that was, I mean, I saw it, I was like, it looks kind of weird. I don't know about that, but
I will say as someone who worked in the games industry and worked in the sales side of things when the Xbox 360 came out and we had to deal with the Red Ring of Death, I don't want any
no.
like someone like Gaming Forte, for example, who works at a GameStop. Like, I don't want people like that to have to suffer and deal with a whole bunch of recalls because I've
Yeah.
been through it and that sucked. That was not a fun time. We had Xbox 360s stacked to an unsafe level in the office back there in our store, and it was scary because like you had so many coming back in droves, and like the company was like, hey, Microsoft said just take them back, we'll credit them out. It was not fun. And it's like, obviously you don't want someone to accidentally burn their house down because of an issue, but like the more space, like I joke about the PlayStation being big, but if that's what they have to do to make sure that they don't have heat issues,
Yeah.
I guess that's what they have to do. Makes me sad because when I heard that there was a leak of a new PS5, I was like, yes, we got the Slim. This dude is not a Slim. this is the farthest from a Slim as possible.
So pretty much it's gonna be close to 2 inches smaller. So pretty much it's gonna be like this much, probably this much smaller than what it is now. So
Dude,
basically, I
what
don't
are you
understand.
talking about, man?
It says it's
Smaller,
it
2 inches.
says
What?
it
I'll
says
show
it's
you.
five.
Hold on.
No,
Screenshot,
no,
Wait a
screenshot
minute.
that
no,
for
no, no. I'm,
later.
I'm talking about the size.
Screenshot that
They
for
said it was
later.
going to be five
Yeah.
centimeters smaller. So I'm actually trying to measure with my fingers because I don't have my measuring tape. So I think 2 inches is like this much. So
So, so real quick,
Screenshot this for
here,
later.
here's the
here's
three like first
yeah.
like the first two like revision. The one in the middle was like one of the latest one. I think there's one more after that.
Yeah.
So
but in
if
the
you
winter,
look at
it'll shrink down to about half of the size of a.
Dear Lord.
probably, but if you
Remember
look at
when-
this, oh,
Remember when
Sorry.
they announced the PS5 and they did the teardown? How everybody was in love with the heatsink, that it was this engineering genius, and then like a year
Yes.
later they changed it.
yeah.
'Cause they realized
I was-
really fast that thing was not a financially viable decision
Yeah.
at all.
Crazy. Remember, I was going back and forth with a technician buddy
I
of
know.
his.
Nah, he's
It
not
was-
my buddy, but it's okay.
It was hilarious. But
Yeah.
what I wanted to show this image is, if you look at the one in the middle, I feel like if they really wanted, they could really shrink the PS5. They would just need to change the design a little bit. But I don't feel like it needs to be that big anymore.
Yeah, that's
Probably so.
the thing for me with this slim version is that they took an ugly design and they just made it uglier. And they still have
Oh,
the
Lord.
stand. Like you could see, you're still gonna have the detachable stand. You're gonna still have to screw in. Like, anyways, I guess they're stuck with that design probably because, like you said, the faceplate stuff. They probably don't want to screw people over. But
See, but here's my thing, right? Is like they did not have to keep that attached. They could have just gone with the digital look, like gone with the digital format where it's just that slim, like a router. They could have gone with that, and they could have just made the actual drive USB, like USB-C, just connect it to the back, add a C port, and just make it so it's like the HD DVD drive was for the Xbox 360. Because then you could just tuck that thing down to the side. It wouldn't be an eyesore. It'd be out of the way, and you could still, especially with USB-C transfer rates, it would be fine. Like it would work out well enough.